projects would you like to see completed in McDougall? Example, bike trails, ATV snowmobile trails, park upgrades, etc. You have 60 seconds.
Well, I think we've done a good start with the Nobel beaches. During COVID, we were coming from Toronto here. It was like overused, you say. 9 Mile, we've done some work on. Taylor Beach, I'd like to see the parks, more work done on those. The bike path along the side of the highway, everybody uses it. I think recreation would be the biggest thing. Snowmobile trail along the side is well used. I can't think of anything else that we can improve on right now. Let's certainly open the suggestions and just improve what we have. Thank you.
Great, thank you.
I would like to see the Park to Park trail completed. I'm not sure how far along it is, but it needs to be completed if we can. I'd like to see park upgrades in all park locations throughout the municipality. I'd also would like to see public boat launches for lakes that don't have access in water levels that are low, especially this year. Thank you.
Right now, as we know, McDougall does support bike paths. We do support snowmobile trails. We do have parks and launch areas in our area that do require upgrades. And if re-elected, I would strongly recommend that we update all of our parks. Also, we upgrade. Also, as we upgrade and rehabilitate our roads, I would strongly recommend that we incorporate bike paths, always taking into consideration proper signage and safety. The township has assumed ownership of the old church on Hannah Avenue, which is receiving extensive renovations. We do have the Walgreens Hall that does require some upgrades. And it would be nice to see community markets, and I would also like to see a McDougall Recreation Committee formed. Thank you.
I'd like to see expansion of bike trails throughout the community for safer travel for the bicyclers. I also support expanding and upgrading snowmobile and ATV trails to bring tourists in. We do live in a very beautiful area. It would be nice to get some revenue from people coming in. Our beaches and parks could use some upgrades, maybe some new equipment. And our boat launches, it'd be nice to see some docks put into them so they're a little more easier to be utilized. I also support the West Parry Sound Recreation and Culture Center, as it's much needed for our community. As a parent, I can't count the amount of times in the winter we drove to Bracebridge or Huntsville to take the kids swimming. And not only do you go swimming when you're there, you go for dinner or you go buy something. It's nice to keep that money in our area. Thank you.
Bike trails, walking trails are essential to any community, especially ours. Trails that are continuous without interruption. I'd like to see that continued and improved on. I'd like to see a skate trail. Perhaps at the Kinsman Park, we could partner with Parry Sound or other community groups. The pool complex has to be built, but it's got to be built on a property that best addresses the future growth of this area. I think that covers it. Everybody spoke quite well on it. Thank you.
The community projects I'd like to see completed in McDougall and for McDougall, first and foremost, is the wellness and pool facility. McDougall has stood tall in that project. We've signed on for 16.2% of the capital cost and the operating costs, and I'd sure like to see that go forward. As I'm starting to hear in other municipalities, candidates running against that. I hope that doesn't change anything. I want to stay the course on that. You may or may not know, we purchased United Church in Nobel. We've got some grants. We're getting it fixed up right now, so that's going to become a new recreation facility, indoor facility with a new kitchen that we can use there. There are some large developments moving in our area. The CIL property, I call it the old Sereno property, and behind Parkway, think we can leverage those developments when they finally come to us with their plans to get some trails for hiking and biking through that area, and if possible, ATVing and snowmobiling, but the two don't always go well together. But if we can make it work, it would be nice to see it work. And I think there's opportunities there. That's where we have the opportunity to leverage.
First and foremost, I am firmly in favor of the West Parry Sound Recreation and Cultural Center. As somebody raising young people in the community, I understand the opportunities that a complex like that provides for young people and people of all ages. So many families, though, are traveling to Great Rivers to Bracebridge, as you mentioned, to provide their children with a valuable skill. And the need for a local aquatics program is so evident in the fact that we didn't have a swim program in Parry Sound or McDougall this year. I know that there was effort made to try to do that, but there's just not anybody able with the skills. I'm also aware of the recruitment challenges to bring young professionals here, so that addresses that as well. You mentioned the church in Noble. I'm really excited about that. I think that's great that we're going to have another place. Upgrades to that will be wonderful. Also, the Wonch Hall, I agree that needs a little bit of work too. We have a great beach in Noble. I was just there yesterday. It was beautiful. But I'd like to see those resources brought out to other areas of the municipality, specifically Bell Lake Beach, Taylor Beach, and Beaver Trail.
When she goes over time, does that get deducted from mine? I believe that an easy way to draw people to our community is through the development of our parks and recreation. The pandemic highlighted the importance of these facilities for both physical and mental health. Improving upon our existing parks and recreation spaces is something I'm completely in favor of, and I'd like to see this turn a comprehensive plan to build upon our existing parks and recreation opportunities within our municipality.
While I was door knocking this summer, it became very apparent to me, people want the pool. They badly want it, and they're afraid that these other municipalities that have candidates running in them who are against the pool is going to cause it to fail. So I'm definitely for the pool. I've also heard from community members, they want walking paths along our roadways. And perhaps when we're doing road infrastructure, we could be adding the walking trails at that time. It's not going to be an overnight process, but it can be done. As Joe alluded to, a recreation committee would be nice to have in the community. Somebody to help organize events for our seniors who are retired so that they have activities to do, particularly in the winter months. And perhaps they can help organize volleyball nights at Noble Beach or in some of the other parks. And similar to the roads plan, I'd like to have a parks plan as well. Thank you.